Aba building. And La Paz and Suye opposite Tema station.
And now for your numbers in Nani and Chauntum 0246 422 338 and at 0546 133 188. Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Fie. And you're not going.
Always refreshing.
Every day.
Every day.
All the time.
All the time. We turn on the power in your radio.
I love it.
Entertainment at its best.
Believe in better.
What up? Hey, yo. All hip hop. Yeah. And R&B. Hey, yo. Turn it up.
Or yes.
Don't touch that radio, homie.
Your station. Our station.
Anomaa Sports.
Across the
Anomaa FM.
lifestyle.
Anomaa FM.
Now, Willie B plays more of the best music on the internet.
Anomaa Sports. The heat is on. Anomaa Sports. The heat is on. Anomaa Sports. The heat is on. Anomaa Sports. More heat, more fire. Anomaa Sports. More heat, more fire. Anomaa Sports. Anomaa Sports. More heat, more fire. Anomaa FM. Anomaa FM. Anomaa Sports. More heat, more fire.
Wakwaba BM Fambra Anomaa FM Branswan de akudie mu nsem ba yato ne di Anomaa Sports Magazine. Shannon Suma me say ene fantastic Friday September 16 2022 in the year of our Lord. Yaba BM ye de akudie mu nsem na as usual. I am your humble servant champion. BENITO Beja 40 nyina kam ofia and a full house. Anna Abba Yadi Jumane El Mount. This is how I welcome you to my world. Yes, streaming live on Facebook. Bombardier Somba join here. Anomaa FM on Facebook. Anomaa Online TV. Anomaa Online TV. I know YouTube. I can't just say afuwe yambedia grokra bra kwasi na tire chi eno achi golden fifi apia gfa ano so elbow yenchi do ma ya din semni nyina e ma ya sanse nyina ye ne pauko answer analytical ana ye adwuma no ba new inclusion ai bre pamebo ni di wantua me mo ye ne na wantua me mo but ye be kwa ba na afi ahwe nseminim as usual ye be run from the foreign Fontendra Europa League match day 2 enya kwan eba so surprisingly Lazio kwawe ekolusu 5 Emma FC Midland. One went wrong ye be domu suko na afi ye dimu nkomo pa but then Manchester United travel to Moldova any FC Sheriff ekoboye na Sheriff for no Ghanaian interest in United anye yɛbɛhwɛm na yɛdi ne nyinaa ho nkɔmmɔ ɛwɔ show no so ɛde ama any other stories MK Airlines Mikel Arteta player and as a manager of the month August akɔde amano sanso ana Ellen Haaland anaji player of the month for August ne nyinaa ɛho nsɛm ɛwɔ ha yɛbɛhwɛm na afei yɛatɔ mu sukɔ paa on the show ɛno n'akyi no yɛbɛma fie na yɛabɛhwɛ the Bet Power Premier League games ɛwɔ sɛ ɛbɛba bɛba soa ne nsɛm surround the matches, ne nyinaa ɛda yɛnim ha yɛbɛdi nkɔmmɔ ɛyɛ 65 days more to the 2022 World Cup. Ghana's preparation so far na adeɛ baako a abɛhwim sisie and it say after Inaki Williams ne switch say Anomaa Spain ɔbɛbɔ the ama the Black Stars of Ghana ne nua ketewa ɛyɛ Nicholas Williams ɛnɛ Spain for announcing say the latest squad Louis Eric Ediabetu Dano Nico Williams Nidin Kahom na GF ne fanom because no a target at the Emma the Black Stars of Ghana yebetwem ne ayemu adwuma Walentim amen kwana me ma bedwafo na kwaba na yenti omunka pakọ be microphone na ma bibia ye fine there
ya nyamiase o Friday nyamiado
yes Friday edu say ya me especially ne mani ante pa because I love Fridays
man empe Friday
oh ebi obi mpe
na empe Friday just na aka kogu
sure and then this time the man in the Black Stars jersey Emmanuel Atakura Jima bibia bokọ there
champion bibia bokọ
fantastic.
I hope so. Trade more than there.
Oh, God is still the greatest. Me ho ya pa. Sound hwehwe me. Osika buy where you me but erade ne me boafo. Bibia be ya fine nti etie phone join here on Facebook. What yes. Anomaa FM on Facebook. Anomaa FM. Aha. Name no oko YouTube Anomaa online TV on YouTube. Ejuma ye din o. But we be fine. Now, Andrew Moldova, it was all about Cristiano, Alviero, Ronaldo, El Temperados, Rapido Metrovica, CR7. But mon join a Facebook is here. Now, share video be mommy. Join your Facebook. Anomaa FM on Facebook. But share video be mommy is here. Andrew, sir. Any a crew man kwana Paco ye game a obitimi share form on one fee ebia on one apartment Paco by microphone na mama na any a crew man kwa and obi share game Branko see the man rolling on the Facebook screen but talk about Facebook na be Anomaa FM on Facebook Anomaa FM dey to be a name but say any a crew man kwa but what dey share Endra FC Sarri Tiraspol and Manchester United game and that was crazy. That time on mobile Europa League anthem for fun to my apartment where you and on game for free.
And you never bought your apartment. Go for some what you say?
Oh, say back at some Anomaa FM on Facebook video down screen na caption dey me fẹ́ pa watching Ronaldo from your apartment.
We say no me sure say o metia kakra but dunia
obi entua
o dabi
obi dey no watua
o no metia kakra na say we eye stadium view itu metia kakra ntwa na endu
ho am na etua o mu tua ma wan
apartment rura na ujina ni fia u park
can we can substantiate but earlier funny sir but Anomaa FM on Facebook what you fear na o share Europa League adi be ya kono pa
meaning say watch a game o the Uda
oh yes 3:30
good it the Uno one part of the stadium, almost I say
yes, Abansro.
What go do on any pay good? Ya take a but I don't know any dunia stadium, but which now how unia cost for part.
In fact, at Sogako Pensoka, similar situation. Who fear to be and they are normal. I thought meaning description Ben Adema because I didn't wait. I'm using a few man for this. Put you, that's a Moldova on a shut down days. Moldova, they say, any kind of.
Yes, I want to new crooked CSI. We just almost see him now about Oklahoma now. Because the people more a year of campaign, some dog change.
FC Shababo hope on your way. Oh, that's all. Maybe I fear war. Any maybe
I don't think so. I'm going to please them. Brana can. Because we do partners. They be a hundred percent. If you are going to acquire call that they back so much, you buy him for 18 ho, and then you are back on putting the conference. You are back where I am. But I'm going to make a promotion. A call 18 ho conference. No one can just say everyone. But if you are
and no one seminar on the bank. Europa League games are a told Jano. But coming baby, I also say the free band for me. FC Midtjylland winning convincingly 5-1 over Lazio. Was it surprising to you as a sports journal? Was it surprising to you?
I think there's some way offense Midtjylland as part of the youth academy system. You know, we are one of the breeding grounds for. The next stage, which is the Dutch and the Swedish league, and then from there, now we're moving to the English and the French and the bigger leagues. You know, you are sure that you get a French young, very fleet-footed French players. The only difference is was Lazio French prepared. Clearly not. French Inzaghi would really need to put his arts together. I mean, Midtjylland should not be a team that should wallop an experienced Lazio side. But of course, it's not the same Lazio of yesteryears. Steve Goran Eriksen's Lazio. Nancy Nameshe Eriksen analysis be annoyed of the previous team Lazio, and he would say that was his best team. I mean, a team that had everybody. I mean, Omuwini Cup Winners' Cup 2001, but ever since Lazio has not been the same
Lazio we used to know.
Yes, and so maybe yes, of course, personnel wise, you know, Midtjylland. I'm saying when two things meet, one of the key criteria will be to look at who has quality on the day. When the quality balances, now that's when other factors come into play. But sure, when someone is ahead of you there, then I mean, he would as well beat you.
Yes, indeed. That was a preamble, but then Europa League and games about meaning maybe I offer. I
think the Moldova game caught a lot of attention, and it's share some of the interesting scenes that were screening. So of course, I mean, Moldova, a very recent country. I mean, I think a pull off from the USSR. A very 2-point-something million people.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, almost
it goes to tell the size of the stadium. You can tell synonymous to the size of the nation. Quite a decent offense. But of course, Ronaldo going there would have made a lot of difference. I don't think so for a new country of that nature. No, Omenia, such honor to have. I mean, arguably one of the best players of all time visiting the country, not only visiting the country, but actually on the field of play. I mean, and of course, Marcus Rashford made the decision easier since he's injured, and the obvious replacement looked like Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo this season, after about 7 games, say pre-season and all, and he needs games, he needs to score goals, and fortunately on your penalty, but the other side, will be the Ghanaian interest.
Oh, yes.
A few Ghanaian players in the Mudasiru. It's exciting. When a season ago, I mean, yes, not a season ago, a few days,
a few months ago,
Mudasiru ne Sule Preso Accra Sports Stadium, and then all of a sudden there's Ronaldo in front of you.
Wow.
I mean, you get opportunity to maybe lace his boots. I mean,
at least
it makes and he was wasking all lyrical about the fact that we share Ronaldo and I mean, Ronaldo a player I'm looking forward to meet.
Oh, sure.
back. Onyami adum players to say Batistuta, Ronaldo, senior Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. Maybe Maradona and Yen. I'm sure we know the like Modasir of course.
Maradona Cramina Quena Meko will be almost
these are great, you know. Say I mean, so I can understand Modasir, but unfortunately, 2-0. You think it's a decent scoreline? Okay. Manchester United could have run riots, but they look like a good team. It took the brilliance of Eriksen in the middle of the park to make all the difference. I mean, by and Eriksen is proving say or game nasie or team fin bonasie.
Parkwata no na brown question mame Ronaldo Shingard no on Facebook. Beba join here Facebook because Andra CR7 at a club level 699 goals. And was a club level in CR7. A Juma Unia Bonanya Juma Ketua Krana. Interestingly, when you say, oh, you're the first player to have won the Ballon d'Or, was in the Europa League. In the end, I mean him, but then one of the stars, and I say history, sir. Ronaldo Koya, but then we are trying on Facebook. Ronaldo Senga the entra or said the ball no, or the D. One my Facebook, Anomaa FM, and the family, and no beer image at Dasso L Facebook, nationality. Oh yes, Ronaldo Senga no apejano, and the family, the wife, the bano, even interphone no dear or warm crab back who film no, but the not to should be. Until the map 4 no, and I 5, or beer the Senga national, the wife can when I just say a family. I know they not to sing on so but then do a timer. CR7 a ball penalty to a team reaction. Ronaldo fans with attack. Maminto from Endra games, you know, meaning baby Ura in the Europa League. Oh fine.
Yes, Benito share scholar PMU a year Dinamic Bracken Midland versus Lazio now. I think say ne scholar now will be expected say a year Lazio betimako away Midland wa hutimako jisa goals
5.
But we share game na kasana na who say Midland for no ebo momodi after say who Lazio in the Serie A mutimi share a year a team like Inter Milan mutimi share mo be 4-1 na Lukaku ni certain players in Nigeria na omoko game wa Inter Milan wa bo European tournament no for several years no na okọ de unu senke bia nkokwa nko betima ko bibi ayana Europa League and the Conference League no most of the teams na omobo in Africa na omobo Europe na nkasa no European tournament na omo ya ade nkasa etina binim se omoko against Medina na ombetimi aye bibi wo ho enti omoko ya omkonya sa 5-1 victory wamodi yede show no na mhunu se performance na nso ani Mauricio Sarri na senko team eye bibi wo honom wa Abrante fe Emiliano Martinez very fine player honom in terms of say ball no control and then assist no team one player na mebo na baso ye sorry Kaba from Guinea fine player he score against Lazio that was Enra James Omoboy and then we the performance you will Guinea obaye woni na beki tamu in the middle na ultimi ebobo no na owo Midland we the performance on Nyameboa Enra games na koye na say yes indeed or Juma e ho no mankasa and then Abrante your friend Ferrales for Brazil make 3 assists 1 goal miss 1 penalty for a game 3 assists 1 goal even say name money I can't say a player like 0 minutes 3 assists and 1 goal na but this player no nya 3 assists
na say wa bon hat-trick or assist ni
e wo hon mankasa na bo hat-trick or assist no na obi abehun say yes nko bi obetimi I and then if you call Midland ukokrom one ma kwan nkrofo fa so praise Abrante no mean say Abrante and the performance no we the Brazil players no dey very good in terms of say omobo such a game. Now, if you come there, say, coach just show mu na ya adwuma. Enti Mauricio Sarri that game no team lose 5-1 surprise. Even call if you can see him no expect say e Midland betimi Ashe Lazio obi obet marry obet lose kampo na e best slim lose be against a Lazio but no team akolusu 5-1 I think say hard United etimi take over I think say a game one no be expect United so obet marry after say olusu ewo home one obi aka United na sen ko timi ya against Real Sociedad. That's their first game ewo Europa League, you know. United the problem in Europa League, but hono kobo.
Oh, sir.
United the problem in Europa League.
Okay.
United the problem in Europa League, but okobo hono mo a otimi koye kotimi konya sa victory na obobo maba so yes, indeed o my dear. Opie players o mo parody Jada Sancho, look at the first goal. Oh yeah, 0 team nya. Penalty ma United na. Mean say our performance no course, but no be say in case your team take clean sheet and you don't forget you have a certain players going more in terms of say or take clean sheet. Demand United. Even in EPL crampono, United take clean sheet na hard drink akra. One more mutimi etimi sanya yes agre so die timi ko winning 2-1 Ammonia and Nicosia and so on. Martin say na fine game the Olympiacos so Freiburg etimi ko cheno 3 Olympiacos one team one in the Europa League and Europa League won several years. No time be no but said last year he played in the Champions League Ofrimu no call Europa League but when team anti-man could do no time be you see say Olympiacos ever perform well omukoko mo betima yadwuma but so mutimi ko ayo sa game mutima bo akoduru akire no na I think say hadwuma Olympiacos I think say the time when Olympiacos team no you have a new players be mutima journey from experienced players mutima journey team na you expect say Olympiacos betimi aye bibi but mutima anje am a fragment from a year can say Germany yeah. 120 more mostly on team in Africa no by Olympiacos only time bia na South African games no European games no obobi but a year Freiburg day who at the last time Freiburg ball a European competition who say anytime bia no or the middle league table and then no team survival a be team relegation was back but Olympiacos day anytime bia na obo a year sa league na I don't think say team tenase a hu ya so team tenase consider sa goals no 3-0 in favor of Freiburg I think say last surprising be so Monaco so na hard drink akra Monaco di o how so kro how
nti Emmanuel Atakra Jimano no barendra Daniel Kofichere was on fire. Daniel Kofichere, me say, in conform when you did your Black Stars move in the upcoming World Cup. Monse Samachine. Because Coach Otuado, Coach George Watting, Coach Masoud Didi Dramani, Coach Christopher Hilton. Wonders for mobile no, and yasem get to a cry a befie. Now your room a war. The porcupine. Warrior.
From north to south, the same day. Ole, ole, ole. Occupy Morasa on the rail. Think twice before it is too late. Babu, all the way. Ole, ole, ole. Occupy Morasa on the rail. Think twice before it is too late. Babu, all the way.
Kumasia Sante Kotoko Sunday. Omujina kono da bia mobiem twen ye be kwaba na yaye mu adwuma barene ana pre-match conference aba so ewo Babanyara Conference Center na emu Bruta. Okay, me awe. Ye be hwem na yaye ni nyina hu adwuma. Nti ye ndi Kotoko game no nko ka even though nyame adoma extensively. Ye siam ewo Sports Mazagine extended version is what Pago say no no Saturday I know beside you be sham na yayen wadwuma ba Coach Zabo odin sem bebre na atudwa 1 year time ya ma no ne ade a yentie ne nsem.
Indeed, he came and met the material or the players here. Yes, with 1 year he cannot sit here and promise that with in my 1 year, maybe I went Champions League or I'll do this. But what he's saying is that with the materials available, he'll try as much as possible and do something good.
See, we via an interpreter, and I could say what in some way to John one Cassandia on Tibrofo, on T3, on Gazotia, French. It's in some no, and through an interpreter, I didn't answer up to na on the game. I didn't to move to an answer.
Few issues can crack.
Anyway, yeah.
This is a tough match. I know Kadigo very well. when it comes to away match, in fact, they prove very stubborn. Management has done their best, board is doing their best. What left is up to we, the technical coaches, to also prove our best. So we are hoping that Sunday, God willing, and everything shall work for.
See, Kozabo no. Another sign 70 in our Twitter. Now to the captain of the side, Richard Kwabena Wadu Agadas. Mr. Sunday, I'll see Kadiogo. Insurance I talk Kumasi. Omutiati Agadas in 70.
Mikacho say, since I'm a bag to call here, and since I'm a Kumasi near me, won't go to call. So what is no me? I describe T. Now Sunday no, Mombra, because without them eating me. And I mean, so like, players in the be almost supporters now, defense spirit altogether in team. It's so more, brother.
Paco, I'm a chance in through on our fee, young Koto game in South America can and a press conference about, you know, a moon command, but you're showing me say, or Tina extensively. Yaboko Kumasi, now ye did game no uncle pa ahead of the game, Mamintio.
Well, I think say Kotoko, Fabu, and you know, boy, Ned. I think say. Supporters in any bedroom whom maybe so was Omodo in him too. And you the leader moon him to dear into a musiato. Very
popular request.
Okagumu back home because and you mean
bad some bad just me produce a mamma crying. What is it? I'm crying so as a walk away, yes, and now Ubisan. I thought one time, but then Kotoko chances. Oma we need first leg 1-0. It was a hard-fought victory on Sunday.
Usually, what happens in the last few years in our expedition in Champions League football, is this: we will go away in the first leg, and then we will usually go lose heavily, or we will play at home, and in this case. I'm talking about Kotoko any hard to focus on my participation in the last few years. Home, you better slim margin, maybe 1-0, 2-0, and then you go away. Then a friend saying those goals that don't seem to be enough. Fortunately, this time it looks like a scenario that we've seen in a very long time. Kotoko going away to. Far away, friends saying Benin, match, Omuyifi, friends saying Burkina Faso. Initially, they call Ivory Coast, but then eventually played friends saying under closed doors. But Isaac Opon, last minute, friends saying goal, made all the difference. I mean, last season, Isaac Opon would have been one of the very prospects in terms of young guys mobility. I think that he scored very early on in the season, but then I think he fizzled out. We didn't see much of him, of course, because opportunities were far and fetched. But this season, you feel he's found his way back into the team, and that goal is a scenario that changes the balance. This is the first time a Ghanaian team in about 4 or 5 years, in a Champions League game, Yako away near Koshe first leg. What would it mean? The permutations are one and a few. First could be Kotoko would approach the game very, very confident and then kill it off. It could also turn into complacency, and then you never know when you don't know much about these friends Kadiogo Fui, and then they pull friends a goal early on in the game. I mean, the discipline to as it were build on and then perhaps get themselves back into the game. I think a good test of mettle for Kotoko, but I suspect it should be a walkover for Kotoko, especially when they have gotten that crucial away goal. It means Kotoko will have to approach the game steady. I'm glad to hear Agadas. I mean, Agadas, for me, he's one of the very enterprising defensive midfielders who can organize the game. Usually, you see, gone were the days are when friends and number 6, or almost defensive midfielder also or protective. No, but
should be more aggressive.
No, but it should be more than that. Uji ball now, your ability, maybe the Jorginho style, the friends. I mean, a good number of them. you should be able to progress the game and then organize the game, and that's where Agadas more have the ability. They can hold the ball, they can pass the ball, and so I'm really looking for it. Omasaman, the captain band, was one of the few experienced players in the setup. No? You feel say it will go a long way to make a difference. Morris more,
yes, Morrison.
I'm just hoping say on the flank, you know, they will give them the width. But you see, when I revisit this issue, now I say I mean, press conference, I mean, Ghana, yeah, ball and the coach. I see a Kofa French ni and so I interpreti we are my and say Atinia. I mean, come on, when you had an Odum and Metia see Odum when your contract, I think with the second division side with a first division side, and just for share money in Tino. I mean, come on, I think say for whatever to see Kotoko not do as well as I think said they can do this season because of some poor decision or take care of sacking coach Ogum. But that said, I think say this header particularly in India almost shows that they are able to climb it.
Now we watching I be more issue attack a quick one. Press and abaso coach the Atuja captain the Atuja. Their readiness and how prepared they are ahead of Sunday's game. Meaning, Oya Kotoko Fana at this stage, dear now bet my dear Boa Kotoko team because Omako ye Oma from dear in Benin Cotonou by winning 1-0 in a second league. Kumasi Asante Kotoko fans, even though and they Oko Kumasi report in it said they are painting Kumasi red and white. How free a clear call. Maybe our only name over Pierre Josono. If you walk in red and white, is it enough for Kotoko say on baby come Sunday?
Yes, after say Omoko ball AFS league by no here the kind of energy or more the second league no more. I think say a good ankasa, and then more a goalkeeper than lad. Look at tickets to Todiama supporters almost about 30 tickets to Todiama supporters zone from stadium.
What 30?
What yes.
30 years in case.
Oh yes.
30 years.
Oh, 40,000 because 40,000.
Got it. 30.
Imagine say.
Download a couple. You look at blast $20.
Mama Kasam Joe.
Attack.
Before you need
how many players now say Omokobo games are Omoto take team
and don't tell
and you got to say
say them na match end you
30 supporters in the top supporters are
attack before go them man okay auto VIP ana say popular stand
oh why so
30 cities me ba
auto VIP na VIP kwa ba
dia o ya current match challenge download efia ha na me ma to
and you to see at 40
I'm
$100 supporters popular stand ticket
and now
me see 100 and go 400 in frame sisia from any to watchna me more 100 tickets Kotoko game no
anyway do that
me oh
what the pressure to black was
me ba 100 how much is oh yeah me see atakra
me say what the
pressure to Facebook what the pressure to see he say obian in from yeah live on Facebook yeah live on YouTube yeah from a champion Benito me say from any copy otene we are 12 Oya Kotoko ni na beso ko game ni bia me to ticket acho ai miss me my boss you obedi me champion Benito Oya Kotoko now per se okore game ni bi sanda me to ticket acho me number ni 0542 09 52
me mo bosia
0542 09 52 68 Jalana to 30 more so so me see me 100
why mass now en cry me so 100 ma go for be say 70 gra en ko lorry fair gra be asem
me see so konkwa dia say 80 ticket me am sponsor 100 fans 100 Kotoko yeah live adam so on Facebook
what you say Benito
Dala to 30. Baby, ebi anya 30.
Mo be twen anim ya.
Ebi anya 30.
Mo sala ntwen anim ya.
Attack, me say ebi anya 30.
Oh. Ah, make us.
Woman feel correct me.
Na person got saying.
Ah, me say me 200.
Na champion when you bring hu here.
Me say Dala da call local blasters akwaji dollars. That's a auto.
No music na ntuo.
Na agadas na one touch.
I know you different.
Na friends we na touch.
Black guys for music na ntuo yo. Ma me kan music na ntuo.
See be attack be say Dala na to 30 no.
Angenizo kan.
No, but then he said aso
ojeje ho.
Me say me 200.
Champion, we are waiting 50 years say.
Attack ko le to awase.
O hwe ade a me Dala da ye na.
Kan Dala de ni biem.
Bra. It is not okay. Na o place no be ka to 30 a woni musical.
Bo so me bian download ni pay e wo kotoko.
Na agada so me agada speak.
Agada so. Ono de onye.
We captain.
Me ba, ono de onye.
Me so captain so
onye.
We captain.
E man team so onye. Enti on na sem de ye nka. Na download na to 30.
E bi enu cha na time de ka.
Atakra o de kan download na say say kotoko chances in the game ye nka.
Yes,
only she can download 7.
Champion.
Download.
O hwe the
one only she go enya ata or bibi catch say all my information say o 30 30 north na ga on time.
Ade ba ko a me hwe every supporters ni bobotwi akọ stadium. Say wo hana wuti Anomaa FM a make sure say we yes kotoko supporter e me frɛ eye Anomaa FM so nko a e me ka about eye kotoko but o fra Anomaa FM so no na nyambo wa kina na wo nyambo wa kina anase kina nwumre wo frɛ na say Sunday anopa wo frɛ na ko Kumasi Sports Stadium no kwa kɔhwɛ kotoko e game no because kotoko supporters no kotoko fo emfa show mutrim say o mako awe akɔhwɛ 190 no omo ye free no ye hu ye na uni most important din koma aso be catch on say uhwe players or no mabo games or mabo or a year francophone countries na anytime you meet makwakonya win bi omba home na the last time a year or moba ha say no that was now omko shom 1-0 omba home ebe ball omosa be share kotoko 1-0 amo ball penalty ma kotoko free mu it means say kotoko supporters no
e was 1979 yes 1979
yeah kotoko for supporters no e wo adwuma ye kese pa e wo Baba Yara Sports Stadium omo added to the players manye 12 man players 2 man enfamo board because the moment omo supporters for no e che team up no look at their Midland game and then look at one of the team be abehwe no that's the Europa League do be no omo chiche cramp no
free beer no I Kobiega for
no omo chiche yes means omo sa show enti mi hu say also mo make sure so mo nyina akọ stadium no mo kwa akoye adwuma no de ma krobe compensate kotoko enye so mo kọ na bia 77 producer kotoko da fam ka ba akọ na go maya no mo todi no mo de mo nsa agombo yenim say pokupan to tertiary for no e ba ya adwuma no ba de mo kwa adwuma nyo mo kwa na so mo kwa esa adwuma no other supporters na okọ enko dress emfa wonsa nheboto mfa wonsa enko shoba o mfa oba ensa nche wa moto enko tena wo say won oba ntu
o say na me kwa na me na wana sama na akikani no
say odi oge eko Baba Yara Sports Stadium obi akwa fa oge eko odi oge eko baba odi oyire na sa oge eko okwa ma woni oyire mu na mo nsem na mo ntonum emfa support team no
ya babo
nko eno na meka enye sa okode unsa kohye ne motum na oto honum na owi bia ne brodo honum da bi yempa ne sa bia ne popcorn ne kwakori ya kwakobo ensem akwako ya adwuma dia ma probe compensate kotoko entu ya kotoko support na wuti Anomaa FM ena nwumre ya ukwa make sure say ukwa ko bo nsem ai de a team no up sabe team no betima win game no na oba Anomaa FM de ye ba ne ye kasa wanya bia ka because kotoko de na say be kofo ken kotoko no ye bosumu
attack me dase
kotoko ne bosum ti ye supporters no na players no so no ye dem so betima ye adwuma agada asase ma okan ye the coach na tise coach no kwa okan say be say with that cast in Bella no still na the team no one more supreme and they look at go Abrante and Ekoko share away game I think say
nyam watch na ye be delve more into kotoko game no na yaye mu adwuma bako say onimo bu onsu atreman ya ka che omo say omo ye nim guasefo
why na who share game no
say ka che omo say omo gu Ghana football ni mas
Monsieur Mibisa
Debio
pitch na
Debi omo pitch ne de one of the best in our local leagues
okay
nemum Jessia abo live on TV na match to say mo Jessie no paper na match to na hwenim guasewe afena mo the apology banner we are sorry for the delayance in and then Onim so obebo league.
Obi a wuti Anomaa FM bia wo de bra Facebook.
Me ba cho bra Facebook, Anomaa FM on Facebook. E bi da screen so.
Wo the pencil.
Debio, na me dwene ni bibini ho amenti na se.
But what happened?
Domi
even Domi James Stars. Ada ye kobo ball Atomic.
Yeah.
Kudo mu Jesu amode ba. Now we dey what?
And you see the sad part is
me ba cho dey bra Anomaa FM on Facebook,
Mohamed Gago ni coach. Inti Gago uko udi neze eko ball GUD legend.
I don't think say a coach.
No, but you see meba so but you see Matuas here, but you see a friend saying a coach becomes the leader of the army. Say in football terms, so a friend saying army commander and yes CEO. Army commander in a football setup, is a coach. A coach into England for managers, into beyond on and off the field. I mean, you should be in touch with your team manager to be sure say logistics is properly provided. And I mean, come on, just hear high
before as ye the idea be share ho ama aye dema. He omo official Twitter page. We are sorry to announce that due to the delay in receiving our new jerseys for the Premier League season, we will have to fall on our old jerseys we used in our Division 1 campaign last season. Sorry for any disappointment and inconvenience. Thank you. Cry another factor. But it could be said. No, I don't get it. Me who are there when I'm saying with all these things. Ni ye sponsorship ni ye nya. We be blaming the kind of football association.
Some of the things I was here to safeguard.
It is time ka club licensing board no. Kenye venue kwa no monhwe. Omonhwe sa no ma we.
No, but wait there it deserves a punitive offense.
Now what we no o say the public apology for what? Akọ viral and the image I did to your Facebook feed national. But obi anya bi.
I didn't wait to say.
And you say obi who are there we are. How serious are we?
I didn't wait to say your school say oh yeah enter house so. On say yeah Timitro need about water the normal.
No, and wait because na say mo line no nti enya line no just here ubenya number say boy chire ebo pant ho.
Even almost excuse in a crampo hello insure nim.
It's very bad.
O say delay is in then.
Senior ukoshemu obi asheda na obi person or say obi adwuma keke ukoshemu because I mean aye kan there anka enisi etena enframa mupo discuss some of these friends say it goes to insult I mean us collectively as a people as Ghanaians because we know it doesn't only enye esutraman for nkwana egu omuhu fi
Ghana football
exactly egu ye nyina hu fi
yes sports journalist
exactly egu obi ahu fi you know
me shana me hu na say
what is this
bra kwesi some family on the Facebook feed me talk about Facebook Anomaa FM on Facebook and YouTube no Anomaa online TV on YouTube o dey behwe and you the red circle afa ho no ya to number 33 se pencil se peno
we are not learning me can story be recently na Dankweku Yeboah ne Emmanuel Sekufo here interview with US and Emmanuel Sekufo recounted some of the incidents I see in Mali 2002 where as at that time I do tournament last year omoye opening ceremony no Ghana Blaster into me and do you know why because yeah uniform tracks a friend saying or say as part of the sponsorship deal or say players na omo embedu ye
listen to
na embedu ye to the extent say nti eno no na say Emmanuel Sekufo mu any Samuel Sekufo mu e de omo anu kotumu a then you branded them as arrogant as well, but these ones Emmanuel Sekufo say they actually did not show up for the opening ceremony because if they were going to show up then they were going to show up in their different Motiko and I mean a whole nation. I mean Sikabe, how much is a jersey and we can't even go to the market and get something decent. How many years down the line? 20 years down the line we are still seeing this. We are not learning from it
in a Premier League game.
I mean,
I'm waiting that yes, I'm winning by 1-0 anyway. Yeah, now you're doing now and come about. I mean, to my Sunday.
A take shine. I mean, I'm winning 1-0, but a take shine from 1-0.
Yes, you see, no, as some of you can, it is. You see,
you know, unlike maybe
the bomb matching crown, meaning Brock see where no. The bomb matching, a chile diano, unfriend no mammy, and no compo the air time chain and a douse and no crowd the air time chain in I'm just no.
Make it
and can just need design a dear fair. By her. As you say, people don't try. And the crime in the class, how do you
take focus? Take focus.
Thousands na yes animal. Busa focus. If you appear on 1,000 of this animal bonity.
Anyway, Sunday the Gamanche derby is on. Na yebetwem na fe. Ya no so nwa dwuma at Accra Sports Stadium. It has always been tough in the last 2 seasons for Heart of Folk. Last season crowd the end na rehopa. Home and away, papa. Only boy has a bro musu. But then someone will do. If you say this is the timer, matches be saying no. Young fanye shushu dia man. With my chance in for attack on this situation. If you say when dear, so confused solution idea. Yenyan the quine idea. Meaning, only saying,
this game no any game one. I also the ekase samobodu anti-marine game ya. I also team sakeno. If you know only pick. The G League your buy no perform well crampono. Look at Kwanya a year Olympics fast so Dino. And then such a game no debino and yet be is how because Mekai who say that or their last game has of Foculuso 3-0. Emma a year Olympics no me who's and never come no only boy by catcher was the Olympics ne has of Focuno yem fire book munebo. Omo no mutimi jack the coach sinchen no ma bobo na kama enti sane man nyema gum ana even kwampo go uhwe even derby say yebo e wo hanom a you see the kind of nyema nkrofo the room and so about derby no enti enye game a ubetima ka say House of Folk and I say be a House of Folk by winning and I say be a Olympics by winning but for the past 3 years on my boy, almost by 6 games on my boy. Almost has to focus just 1 point. That's a draw 1-1 apart from that, all the games on my boy now omulusu. But Oshe Olympics game on mobile. All those say the talisman Abrante or Tasha goes the momo a year Maswa Bekwe, any more dear. But almost certain players more they are very good. Razak Kasim and Amponsan that Abrante Fena Ajimambadu. Old Ajimambadu about World Cup ribi. Wabo a year under 20 World Cup. I was South Africa or Bejamubi. Look at their game on my boy. I was a Gaka Jesus Nambono. Olympics now, or if you come from Omubiano, now Omu group, Omana that head. But Omutim back, Etima Baji, a year Gaka Jesus. I'm going to prepare myself well. On Omuko game. And it's such a team, no Mubabe Shao, with experience from Admabadu and the Razak is one of the finest holding midfielder in Ghana here. With me more about 2 holding midfielders are Omar Branty, a friend a year, Razak Kasim Dean. Against a year Erkeso, Sraj Sedu, and Abrantia, your friend a year Elinda or Abrantia, your friend Awako, ever in the middle for House of Folk, a bear midfield battle. What about when the midfield bet me? I will game. Although say, Omuni or talisman, Abrantia Feno, Maswa Bekwe or Hodier, but still they have a player as well, who met my patch at any point in time that a young Abekwe blood or
Samuel Shikwe
and so on more. And the time you know better my Jumanam. One of the fine hold one of playmaker our Ghana Premier League one where you good and Casa team they been abandoning you inviting for Blasters or call Blasters ebaye and the team they are crab but no why you not just over bono. Look at kind of games over and against House of Folk defenders you who say some players be on Mokoball a year against a year a Diana Stars or Mutimi a year mistake be a ghost in the buyer then could be who say some that defenders no omanya de omo Abrante fen mu alasa their captain
Caliber Mankwa
Caliber Mankwa the performance akonya asa record things this game ultimately but omo okono du yadom in the middle what Abrante fen no inkum Bobby and Abrante fen then score in the middle uko ani mo a lot of players a free Banier Abrante Joby Junior and so honum and about the strike Sedu fine player you who the performance a year you qualify for a year chance tournament a game against Nigeria a call fast by a benya goal the third goal in Ghana here a second goal in Ghana here esa koya otimi koya mutimi konya ekolusu tula sena mutimi qualify them this say House of Folk team ne kuta kuta quality players but akasa mo ye adwuma no e diamant sam obodu eko game o make sure say obe put in niema ye against a great Olympics part of the great Olympics and o make us surprise any point in time because some a great play o kuta great players and then their coach former House of Folk player former great Olympics player at the same time our coach House of Folk as a coach great Olympics and to walk sa game me said tough nana dwumu emo ye do because our coach and Olympics former coach and they were coach Olympics nda and to more about great Olympics and the Oluboy commando ni omo nye is say o metra say House of Folk betmetwam and then ye ko akohwe who one head landlord
who is a real landlord?
Yes, landlord.
Okay.
But landlord yes, I think say the Olympics wafu.
Me that say. Enti Emmanuel Atakra Jumana yatin kan but meko pa kwata so nemom ana games na me adom otina at the Theater of Dreams the uno Dreams FC a ball game and so our branch say on kotokuro ya so na e ball Julian Nunu and a year center free. Hey sama went to hopa. Anyway, yabehwe the free mo aba. And then yaka the government derby no wasem edi acho but the man when you cry say ubetimi so amoni Jason second Pfizer any aduana ebo eno aye center for Frederick Samina ono na akwa game no so na afi wahwema bibia timi akwa kama but the government derby aye Edward anane ono anaye anan mum Edward anan and a center of your mass game no FC Samatis and Brokum Chelsea will be on Monday or Takwa Akun Park. Yebeshe Eric Oshu will be the center man for that game. Tamale City ever train Legon Cities on Sunday at the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium. Na omo game no abaso Clement Kwame Nkuya on the Kwakotwa them. Accra Lions and Kerala game no tina and then so baso at Accra Sports Stadium. Well, inti nina the Ghana Premier League, but match of the week the Ghana derby. Paco Mamintio about this game. Who wins?
I think who wins there? we may have to wait till Wednesday after 5 o'clock Sunday to find out who wins. But of course we can share our opinions as to what will probably happen. I know the upbeat about Heart of Folk and players or more any team or more, but I think I must be sincere watching their game against Adriana in the first game of the season, and of course when there is an uproar or there is a simmering saying agitation among some quarters of Hearts, say among Pami coach now, then if he baby neighbor we will know say from towards the end of last season Omulusu games are no season.
The season, yeah.
Yanshede who's pre-season Papa Bia or Mosheda in terms of active friendlies or international friendlies are Yasuti, and then we were dished with the first game of the season, which is Omone Ediana, and in there you find out Hearts do not lack the personnel. Yadom from where all become means to say
from
Wafa even though Omwama a friend say Amankona former a friend say Ediana
Caliber
Mankwa Oman red card, at least there is an equally able replacement. So then you feel say Hearts, that's where the argument about the quality makes a lot of sense. They have Isaac on the bench. First now Isaac Nane bought in the place of friends Guy Anamu Kennedy. But you would find out in their middle, Esola Waba, is he bringing in value? That's a question to ask. It's a very genuine question to ask. Is he better than holding midfielder last season? This left here, friends Nuru Sule, is he better than him? He looks very enterprising, but the mopping up now, for say there were a lot of space. Awaku, you find out say Awaku is not your most combative midfielder. He can pass a game. I mean, he has an eye for incisive passes. But so has still in the middle half of the field, lacks the grit. That player, that one player, or picking up balls, or initiative. Also looked good. I must confess. Game against Ediana, but usually when he said forward, nanichi ayeden adaho. Up front is where the problem is. You see, say more players. Suraj, I mean Suraj, and I'm person me boni. Suraj wo more Banye wo. These they started one of the Cameroonian players, and I asked myself, maybe it's. And I asked on a certain platform, is it too early to draw a conclusion on Cameroonian striker now or starting now? Because for me, he didn't look anything close to maybe the standard that we know, the Mbella and the Infergus. He didn't look anything close to them.
Junior Kaba.
I mean,
no,
Kaba came in. Ochin started in a Kaba emulator. Okay. And both of them, I mean, maybe they are now getting used to our game, but you feel, say, in terms of pace, they didn't look like they were pacey players. And of course, for a striker, Mbella, I'll still use them as the yardstick because they have come to set a certain standard in terms of attackers in our league. And Mbella in Fergamo, almost speed, agility. You find out that I found this one too lucid, very very hard and rigid. Maybe we need to give them time, and in giving them time, does the House of Folk fraternity have the patience? Goals, they must find they must find the goals. Banya would drop it too deep into play. So you feel, say, if Banya is getting the goals, then Banya should. I mean, and these ones are directives from a coach. Omodi blame ebeto friends and buedu epoano because you kind of feel, say, has what players now bet me abobo
anyway,
but I can't insist because if I'm a coach and or I'm the coach of Heart of Folk now, Banya must not cross the center line for the kind of goal former or one. So you want to play him around goal. I mean, these days
around the goal line, around the goal area,
and keep him there. And the instructions should keep so that build up play. They find, but you see, he wants to get deep into the channels, pick the ball, and and he's not your only Onyaboafo.
Yes.
I mean, if the striker was agile enough, Onyabo, you see, on one person or Bowman, but the guy is not quicker than the defense of.
Medasinti, Nyamia too much extensively. Even one that but the government derby. It's on Sunday. Empire ebedwa gafone ye be kan say Empire ebedwa ye be kan say
It is one of Ghana's biggest city rivalries. Beyond the football, it holds an incredible significance to the people of the capital and what it means to them. There's a general running argument though on which club is really the capital club. Let me take you back a fair bit. Hearts of Oak was formed in 1911 and were arguably the first team in this country. An odd
number what now? Yadebaba inti build up to the Gamanche derby. And I just say ya young word to my day. I'ma be bia demwa inti anane de. Yan fancy na yan combra. They are catching a door so na aku ka asiminyani de. But great Olympics, Oli Bobo, Oli Masi, Oli Kunkumbagia, Oli Anomaa FM, Oli champion Benito. Oli bibia
Obe wale na ke fan dade machine kema washia klala
more heat, more Anomaa Sports, Anomaa Sports, Anomaa Sports, Anomaa Sports, more heat, more fire.
No. Yem fan no pem so wo ho. Na yen komra se mabo. Mabo nti mabo nti bibia you fine. Bibia you fine. Anti yebanya sorry so na afei ye de adwuma ni nyina aba na wi but akwabu anso abonyom de ama Black Stars World Cup no. Tie kitu abi tie.
What did they do there? Concept.
Nti ni nyina nyame adom ochena mo ne yehyiam ewo Anomaa Sports Magazine standard version so na ye fa ho nsem ni nyina ema nti ye na obia ase ya pon anesa ba mamenyo final comment Pakwata na yes so dwumadi no so ye no nso na yabo dey na adi twato.
I think one personality to look out for in this league this season ebe Olympics coach. I mean Preko. I mean omo we for most part of omo bagan like pandetry humano. I mean, together with coaching has been something they've been doing, and we hear them share very lofty ideas, and I think this is the time to put it into practice. Like Atta said, no, he's had opportunity to understudy a friend saying, omo last old man or your coach as say or mine the coach of Galazini. So you feel say an worker. So there is a responsibility on Preko to really bring ideas on the Gordon Trump to bring ideas, and by ideas or see who some difference. Maybe or Honey say okay, we do as a coach lack something, and then maybe Preko and Co are showing us something. Other than that, then you feel say even though Olympics will win, which looks very likely, looking at the tension within the heart of folk setup, we still want to see some handwritings.
It's Pakwata can attack in about 30 seconds of final submission. Yes,
the Empire Boy Biamo and from a year Kotoko, say Kotoko bit my ball, what my winning game or winning game now, a Bebua Magana, ye strut na ye peno, a bit me when we go has Kotoko, na has of Sukonuminako, and Nima could do a man on a bit in Yaba, and we have Kotoko support our house support. Obian him say yes, Debbie's and Asabia, a year a rabbis in the Hodia bat, ye Mompai, Sabia Kotoko, bit me a winning game, near to me, are qualified to the next day of the competition. And so bit my Magana, so yes, slot or ya loosen for long time no yensa etimi akanti obi akono nkotodwuma ombom paye makrobia
okay attack meda senti Emmanuel atakra jima ana yatene car from that very angle yapon nyame adoma yabesane wadi ehemu ba a special evening and kroma Mr. Daniel Bio Ashanti Gold administrative manager no malen so monitor show no be ma me chia why Dani bibia be fine why me wi am fro Inti mebacho yapon nyame adumas chena ye memena ye do besiem from 12 to 2 and it extensively in some no and they amount na poso nyame adumo chena tie more fireworks and eba yes sorry ye jemu de ama the mixing technician bra kwesi e man nyina feeling pa Nasian Kwama executive producer Gordon Fifi apia on the shisha dwumade ni nyina dear ye bedi hu chame wawa ho akeke edi Emma. Thank you very much for your time. Mo amhwe on Facebook mo say my dance message in by any couple of messages are yentimi ankenda mu nyina amase on your YouTube feed nso mo am join in ye na mu nyina amase nyame hia mo pa na onton kwada mo nkoso a ene yen entu anamo san say Anomaa FM ye on your papa bebre adi amamu mo amhwe yen across the globe say America hey area seems and also over ama for 0243972261 0243972261 mo amhwe across the globe but the person sponsor first and numbers na you know ebedin komo 0243972261 ebesi boss in ankasa so this is how and where we draw the curtains down for today's show on the Sports Mazagine. Thank you very much for your time. Your friend the champion Benito Oti Emmanuel Atakrejima and Kasanso and a Pauko Arthur the Analytical Oti Ononso and Kan Nasiani Binko Emma Bra Kwesi Onom and a technician on duty share say Bibianso a Kamanti also Oti. Thank you very much. Nami Watchina Yebesa Asia. Adios amigo.
broadcast live. Broadcasting to all the avenues